Hey, hey, hey. What's up, everybody? Oh, Australia. That sounds exciting. Hey, you guys. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. What's up? Hi, Tiffany. Shatasha. I see y'all. Southern Girl. Love you back. Hey, hey, hey. Ohio, hi, what's up? How y'all doing? So happy Friday. We already know why you guys are here. I see you guys coming in. London in the house. Come on, London, Philly. You guys know that we are doing our 7th Avenue Premier Skincare Community Initiative for the tail end of May, which is a focus on mental health and mental health awareness. And so super glad to have you here tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed last night's session with psychotherapist Dominique Dillard. Make sure you follow her. Make sure if you're interested, she does virtual services, as I mentioned last night. So hey, give it a shot if you haven't tried therapy before, and definitely consider utilizing her for services. So again, this series is sponsored by 7th Avenue Premier Skincare. It has been doing phenomenally well, and because of you guys and thanks to your support, we have been able to start doing things like giving back to the community. You guys know we did a Mother's Day initiative. Now we're, giving our time and pouring into while addressing mental health. So 7th Avenue, if you want to support us back, if you haven't tried us already, we do have a cleanser, so washing away all the dirt, makeup, and things of that nature. We have a toner, which helps with hyperpigmentation. You can spray this on your face twice a day just to continue cleaning off the particles that the cleanser may have missed and to keep your skin hydrated and to help with hyperpigmentation. We also have a moisturizer as well that you can use after you've cleansed and all of that good stuff. We have a milk bath. So if you're wanting to have some quiet downtime, the results have been amazing. The reviews have been amazing. Silky smooth skin. And then we have a lip primer. So this is good for keeping your lips moisturized as well. So 7th Avenue Premier Skincare is definitely the sponsor for our series. So we appreciate y'all so much. Where are the Team Wife shirts I need for? So click the link in my bio and you will see Masterclass with Melody site. So you can go there, and I have my God Said Go and my Team Wife merch available there, okay? So tonight we have a special guest, Miss Dawaya Wilkerson. Dawaya is the owner of Pros and Pens. And I will let her share a little bit about what she does. And what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to discuss how writing can actually help when it comes to mental health. So I know I saw her on here already. Let me see. Dawaya, request to join again because, let me see. Oh, there we go. Okay. View request. Finally, I think this may work. No, that's not it. So Dawaya, do me a favor. I know you're on here. So request. There we go. Boom. Okay. So she should be coming in any minute. I think I clicked it. Hold on. Ooh. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hey!
Hey.
How are you? You look beautiful.
So do you.
I am so excited excited about having you on live tonight. Let me fix my camera and get it up.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So I'm super excited about having you on live tonight. You guys, Dawaya and I have been friends for over 15 years. She's super amazing at what she does. Her business has been super successful as it pertains to writing and giving the tools and tips, tools, and helping businesses to grow as well when it comes to their content. So Dawaya, welcome to this mental health awareness series. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a part. Tell the people a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me. You know, I'm always excited to like, I don't even know how to act. Okay. So the name of my business is Pros and Pens, and we write content for businesses and professionals. So that's basically any type of marketing content, website content, blog, email, ebooks, any type of content that you would use to market your business or brand.
That's right. So Pros and Pens. And so what we're going to do, so if you have a business or you have friends who have a business and they are in need of writing services, definitely check out Pros and Pens, Dawaya Wilkerson. They will definitely get you right. I've been using her for a few years now, utilizing her business, very much so on top of it. And I think that's something that is meant to make your life a little bit easier, certain things that you don't have to think about, because guess what? She'll do it for you. And so y'all know I'm very particular. I'm very picky. And she actually meets everything. She meets, but that could be because, you know me too, because we've been friends for so long.
Well, and I am particular. So I want to do that same thing for my clients.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So let's get right into it. We know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I wanted to bring you on to talk about how writing can help and be utilized to create a healthy mental space and, great mental health. So how do you think writing helps with mental health?
Okay, so first of all, I want to say, if you have ever been in therapy, I have been to therapy, and typically your therapist might give you some homework, and some of that homework involves like writing out your feelings, writing out your thoughts, and then being able to share them later. So part of the reason for that is because, number one, when you write it out, it helps to clear up mental space. That's like when we are carrying around thoughts in our head and we make a list so we can get it out of our heads and onto paper. So we use the writing to clear up mental space, number one. And then number two, we also use writing to acknowledge our emotions, because there might be some things that we don't want to say to our therapist just yet, or we don't want to say to a friend, or we don't want to say to our significant other. We can always confide in the piece of paper. Like, we can keep it real when we write it down.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that. But, a lot of you guys probably put notes in your phone, right? Or write certain things down. And like you said, it does clear up that mental space to move things. It's kind of like moving that energy right along, right? So I guess if you have too much sitting there in your mind, it can cloud judgment and add extra stress. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes. And because like sometimes when we try to keep everything in our minds, it keeps us from being the most productive. It keeps us from being able to think clearly about the things that we need to think clearly about in that moment. Like, we can't prioritize what needs to be prioritized if everything is just stuck in our heads. So when we can write it and get it out on paper, that just frees up space for what is most important at that moment.
Okay, I like that. What are some writing strategies, right, that you would say are good to help support good mental health? Like, what kind of journaling, or like, what do you recommend?
Well, before I get to, I do recommend journaling.
Okay.
You can even have a blog. And when we think of a blog, we think of public. but you can write a blog and nobody ever see it but you.
Okay.
You can keep a journal. There's something that I used to do this with my students when I taught, and it was called free writing. And they would just get like 5 minutes at the beginning of class to write whatever it is they wanted to write about, whatever came to mind. It didn't matter if it had anything to do with the class or not, but it was essentially a brain dump, a way to get everything out. And then lastly, another is called morning pages. Now the morning pages is not my idea.
Okay.
There's actually a book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And I would suggest anybody who is like stuck creatively, regardless of what your industry is, regardless of what you do, if you feel yourself being stuck creatively, look into The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. She mentioned something in the book called morning pages. And that is where you get up every single morning, and before you do anything else, you get to yourself and you write out 3 pages of writing, just whatever comes to mind. And it's a way of freeing yourself up for the day, number 1, and then 2, tap into your creativity. So those are my recommendations: journaling, blogging, free writing, and then morning pages.
Okay, absolutely. And I know a lot of times too, people write books,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to express or release certain things and move energies right along also.
Mm-hmm.
So does your company help with that at all?
Yes. So we have with ebooks. Ebooks are going to be a little bit shorter version, but even if there's someone who wants to write a full-fledged book and they are not necessarily sure at the start or need some help or whatever, then we help with that as well.
Okay. Awesome. Let me ask you something. So I know you mentioned the morning. Did you say morning minutes?
Morning pages.
Morning pages. Okay. So I was going to ask you, you know, from your perspective, and we're talking about, guys, if you're just joining the live, welcome. We are talking about clearing mental space to promote good mental health. And you're so funny. Clearing mental space to promote good mental health by way of utilizing writing to do that, right? Because I was going to ask you, how often do you think we should be writing? And what should we be writing about? Like, do I write down, these are the things I want to get done today, or these are the things I need to get done today, or this is what I didn't make happen yesterday? Like, how often and what should we be writing about?
Okay, so that is going to depend on your personality, right? Ideally, I'm going to say write every day.
Okay.
But if you are working, you have kids, you have a husband, you have this going on, you have that going on, every day may not be an option. So what's more important than trying to say I'm going to do it every day is come up with something that's realistic. So that could be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That could be Tuesday and Thursday. That could be Saturday morning only. Be honest with yourself about what is going to be most suitable for you. So I'll use myself for an example. Because I write for a living, I'm not going to journal every day. Like, I just don't have it in me. So what I do instead is I always keep a notebook with me. There's going to be a notebook in my purse, in my car, in my jacket at all times. And whenever the mood strikes and I feel like there's something important, I have something handy to write it down. So that's just how I settle on that, because I write for a living. Now, someone else, you may be able to commit to every day, or you may be able to do Friday and Saturday. What's most important, though, is that you commit to that schedule.
Okay.
Yeah. And as far as time, like I think I said before, a minimum of 20 minutes, if you can get that in. A minimum of 20 uninterrupted minutes.
So you have this, and so for those of you who are on this live who may have children or may have a spouse, you may have to do journaling super early in the morning or super late at night when everyone's to bed and it's just quiet and nobody but you and God, right? Okay. 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 But that's a piece. So here's the thing though, that shows dedication to, again, we're talking about how writing can actually allow you to free up mental space, which removes things from piling up in your mind, thus leading to stress. Thus,
Wow.
as psychotherapist Dominique Dillard mentioned yesterday, stress leading to those triggers that happen and those things that can lead to different psychosis type things. So we have to learn how to move that along. So what I would say is being dedicated to expressing through writing how you're feeling, what you're thinking, doing that, whether that's 3 times a week, every day. It's important to not make something turn into something big eventually, because
Yeah.
you haven't been doing that continuously. So be dedicated to you. You know, we talk about self-love, we talk about self-care. Be dedicated to your mental health as well. And, you know, we have a professional here who is telling us that, guess what? You know, writing moves energy, moves that thing along that's been piled up in your mind, so you can operate in your best, you know, full capacity and the best version of you.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to add, like, don't put so much pressure on yourself to, because, like, people buy, I know people who do this. They buy a journal every time they go into a store and never use it because it's not conducive for them to carry that around with them. So if having a journal with you at all times is the thing that's holding you back, don't worry about that. Use your phone, because we always have our phones with us. You can write phones in your notes. You can download a writing app. Use the tool that you have to make it easier and doable for you.
Okay. I like that. Now, as we start moving forward, for those who have not been, my question for you is, for those who haven't maybe been writing, can writing replace therapy or no?
No. No.
Okay.
No. No. But it can replace therapy, because as much as you know yourself, you are not a professional.
Okay.
So you can't fully, as much as you need to, help yourself think through all the nuances of whatever is going on in your head. Because we can be thinking about something and we think it means one thing, but what the therapist knows how to do that we don't know how to do is help us to think more deeply and help us to explore all the nuances and help us explore where this is coming from, where that is coming from. So writing is a great start, but it does not replace therapy. You are not your therapist.
So pretty much it sounds like it takes a combination of the therapy, and then outside of your therapy sessions, having something that you're incorporating yourself, like journaling, or the morning breaks. Is that what you said?
Morning pages, girl.
Girl, you know. Morning pages. Morning pages, or journaling. So something you're doing outside of therapy as well. So I know, like, for my children, right? That's something we work with them on. Their therapist and myself is journaling and teaching them early the importance of writing. So because I just firmly believe, you know, it's your job as a parent to train children now so that they can know how to deal with. So we don't have so many adults walking around unable to deal with issues, unable to, you know, take on life's challenges, because every single one of us, we're going to have life challenges. That's just how it goes. No one is exempt from that, right? So I know if you have children and you're on this live, start teaching them tools. And the one that Dwayne is giving, writing, journaling, start teaching them tools now as children so that we can have some healthy, mentally healthy adults. The importance of putting their emotions, their feelings, and their thoughts and letting that stuff out. Because you can literally walk around, be a walking time bomb, where every little thing that happens, you're reacting and reacting and reacting. You're just a walking time bomb because you got all this stuff built up because you're not letting it out. And what better way to let it out than have a trained therapist and to be utilizing writing as well regularly.
And this is what I can say if you want to get your kids involved in journaling. Like, it doesn't have to be, and then that's a good family activity, so you get your time in as well. But like, whatever day of the week or whatever time you decide for you and your family, you and your kids, you can have them to just write down 3 things they felt for that day. Today, I felt, 1, I felt sad because I didn't get to hang out with my friends. I felt happy because I got to have dessert. 3, I feel like I want to go to summer camp. So just 3 things, just have them write out 3 things that they felt for the day. And so that primes them not only writing, like, you can never go wrong sharpening your writing skills. Yep. But then number 2, it teaches them how to express their emotions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I saw someone said everyone can't afford a therapist. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That is very true. What I will say, first thing for me that I will say is, let's figure out why there's an inability to afford a therapist, right? So let's look at maybe some things that we need to change, some manifestation we need to do for bigger pay raises or bigger, whatever the goals may be financially, working on those things, because that's one thing for me that I love about being an entrepreneur was the financial freedom that comes with it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to do more because you're making more. So you have to figure out ways to increase your income. So if you're on here and you want to get in my property preservation course, you can feel free to do that. And let me teach you the game, how to get into this multi-billion-dollar industry. But just don't be, let's move. Let's start speaking some things positively into being, okay? And so just like, go ahead, Dwayne, what you can say?
I'm going to remember my thought. Finish yours.
Okay, I was just going to say, let's start speaking some bigger and greater things for ourselves financially so we can be able to do the things that we need to do to make sure that we are well in all areas of our life. And next thing I was going to say, until that happens, journaling. Journaling. That's free. We can all get paper. We can all get a journal and write down, right? So let's not make excuses in 2022. Let's really be committed to making sure that we are the best version of ourselves. Go ahead, sis.
And what I want to add, I saw somebody say this in the comments too, that there are free options for therapy. And so you can look into those around your city and see, like, and there may be limited sessions, but some sessions are better than none. Yeah. But then I also want to say that me saying that writing is not a replacement for therapy is not to beat anyone over the head if they aren't able to go to therapy right now.
That's
if
right.
All you have is writing, do that until you can go to therapy. I just don't want to give any misinformation that if you start writing, all of your problems are going to be solved.
Absolutely.
That's not what I'm saying at all. And if you can't afford therapy right now, totally understandable. Like Melody said, there's some other options to consider. There's also free therapy. But if you have nothing else, writing is better than doing nothing at all. Writing is better than keeping everything bottled inside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I think too, so last night, Dawaya, I know I saw you come on the live, but Dominique and I talked a lot about the stigma as it relates to mental health and therapy. And sometimes I think people automatically think therapy is super high.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I know a place right here in Huntsville. The first time I ever went to a therapist, what's that place called in Providence?
I'm trying,
was it an Eagle something or?
No.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yes, because I went there too.
It was like $50.
Yes, we have to find that so you can post it in your stories tonight.
Yeah.
Because it was income based. I think. I don't know.
It's income based, but I know one number, about $50.
Yeah. So, and then I think that if you can't afford that, there's an even less expensive option. But anyway, we'll figure it out and you can post it in your story.
Yeah, so my point is, absolutely, and my point is, guys, don't have this thing made up in your mind because we're so used to seeing people that don't look like us doing therapy. So we think it's some high thing that you probably can't afford. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
therapy is a lot more affordable than you think. And believe it or not, you probably could cut back on certain things that you're doing, right, that are extra, and put that towards maybe seeing a therapist, even if it's only once a quarter, right? Yeah. But something working towards making sure that you're taking care of you. And that's what this is all about for me, honestly, is learning how to take care of you. Learning how to take care of you, because I know most of y'all on here are women. And what I will say is a lot of times we pour into so many other people, into so many other things, into so many other people's dreams, and we forget to pour into ourselves. And that's just the honest to God truth. And then we walking around here with all this stuff in our brains, cloud up, and be the first one to have a stroke, have a heart attack, and be on high blood pressure, and certain other things just because we're stressed. So let's start figuring out ways, again, not to be reactive, but be proactive. Proactive,
yeah.
You know, girl, I knew what the word was.
No, I was saying it with you.
I just say this because this is my real life friend. So y'all
look, I know you've been on your little vocabulary lately.
You said what now?
I know you've been on your little vocabulary lately.
I have. Hey, girl, let me tell you, I be talking sometimes. I be saying words. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I knew that word. Where the hell that come from? But anyway, because you know, look, you'll be quick to be Melody. Did you mean? But girl, I've been killing it lately.
You have.
You probably been like, is this male?
No, look, Melody, now, don't be on here being disingenuous.
Hey, hey, I don't know what's going on. But there's something going on, god dog it, and I'm embracing it. Okay? I'm embracing it. But no, so for real though, so guys, look, we're talking about being proactive versus reactive. And these are proactive things that we are sharing and tips that we're sharing. Speaking of taking care of ourselves, if you just joined the live, we have the beautiful Dawaya Wilkerson on with us tonight, owner of Pros and Pens, over 15-year friend of mine. And so don't none of y'all be hitting her up, seeing that you got nothing to tell about me, because she ain't got nothing to tell about me, because I don't even try. Nothing. Right. I don't even do nothing, so don't even try that. But tonight, well, not tonight, but this entire IG series for these 2 weeks is sponsored by 7th Avenue Premier Skincare. And this is also a part of taking care of yourself and spending time on you. You know, taking care of your skin, the largest organ of the body. And so again, something that we a lot of times just rush through, don't want to take care of, don't think about, but you have to start doing things to help with aging. Make sure you look good, feel good, and we also want to make sure your mental health is good, right? So that is what this is all about tonight. Now, Dawaya, I have one last question for you. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What are your favorite forms of writing for mental wellness?
I was about to say something real ghetto.
I don't even know. Ask me what you about to say.
No.
Okay, never mind. Cut.
Okay, so my favorite form, I would say, is free writing.
Okay.
Like, and let me say what I mean by that. So sometimes, I'm learning to be less reactive, right?
Uh-huh.
And so sometimes I'm the type of person who, if I don't say something to somebody, if I don't express how I feel, I'm going to carry it with me. And then when I do say it, it's not going to be pretty, right? But I am learning that not everything needs to be said. Yeah. So then what do I do with those emotions? Whatever.
Go ahead.
So what do I do with those emotions? What do I do when I feel some type of way, but I don't feel like I should say it? I write it. Like, I literally write notes in my phone of what I would have said to that person. And so that helps me to release it. And usually by the time I've written it out, I'm over it. You know, I'm giving myself a little space between however I'm feeling and what I want to say. And when I can give myself that space, then I'm able to see it really wasn't worth it. Yeah. So I would call that a free write. I would call that a free write. Also, another thing that I do, a second favorite, I'm going to say this is my first favorite. I write my prayers. Oh. Sometimes instead of like praying to myself, I write my prayers out. And what I love about that is that I can go back at some later time and see when those things were answered, or then add a note that it was resolved and how it was resolved. Okay. And so I don't do that. I don't do that every day. But just whenever that mood or that feeling hits me, I will write my prayer out and I have it there. And anytime that I can go back and be like, that was resolved, that was answered, I'm still working on that. It just helps me keep track of what is happening in my life.
Yeah. Wow, I like that. That's a great idea. You know, I made a little face when you were talking because maybe you do that with other people, but I feel like you're very vocal and expressive when it comes to me.
You know, you want to know why?
Why?
Because you can handle it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Girl, you don't be writing nothing down to tell me that you all
I don't.
You be like, Melody. Now, why did you say that? Now, why did you do that?
Because, Melody, you can handle it and you are open to constructive criticism. You are open to feedback. You are open to opinions that are not your own. Mm-hmm. And I know whom among my friends, whom among my acquaintances are not open to that. So I keep it. But for people who are open to it and are going to be receptive, you are one of those people. So I'm
not one of those people that have to have everybody around me that agree with me? You've been around me for years.
I mean, I haven't seen that, but maybe because I'm just going to say what I'm going to say.
But when you say it, watch this, but when you say, because you and I don't always agree.
No.
But never say we even had an argument or a falling out.
No, you will say, I see your point, or I disagree, or I don't think that's how it is. I mean, you always express your opinion openly, but you are receptive to hearing what I'm going to say. Sometimes you just pick up the phone like, what?
I'll pick up the phone, Dawaya.
What, sis?
Melody? Yeah, but I think that, like you said, it's one of those things where you know your friends, and you know, I can honestly say I am that kind of person where you don't have to agree with me. That's okay. I don't require you to agree with everything I say. I don't require you to only deal with people that I deal with, right? I'm not easily threatened by anything. So that's not, you know what I'm saying? But out of all these years, we've never even had a falling out or had an argument. We haven't always agreed on stuff.
No.
And you say how you feel, I say how I feel, and then we still keep it moving. Mm-hmm. Never. I can never say I've ever gotten off the phone with you when we disagreed on something and I felt mad at you. Ever. Truth be told, what's funny is, truth be told, thinking about it, you're still doing work for somebody that I don't deal with no more. And you asked me, but watch this. Hold on. You asked me. You said, Melody, does it bother you? Are you okay with da-da-da? And what was my response?
You said, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Do it. However, I think the difference is we had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about it. And you know, you will always get a phone call when...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we can talk about it. It's not like you're going to hear about something that I haven't already told you.
Facts,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And I respect and I appreciate you for that. But yeah, I said, girl, no, it don't bother me. He was like, I just want to make sure that you okay. I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, have I ever said anything to you about it? You said, I said, yeah, because it don't bother me. And so, you know, I think that at the end of the day, when it comes to being able to express yourself, you should be able to do that without getting all offended and getting all upset about it, especially if it's done in a respectful manner. And you know where it comes from and the intention. You know what I'm saying, behind it. Like, you know, I know you ain't about to say nothing. Even when you call me to check me about something I may when I was used to be very reactive, now I done said something online or did something online, right? Because for my mental health, I felt like I needed to get it out. You know,
exactly.
When you would call to check me on it, you know, we would talk about it and then just move along. But I think it's good to have people in your life that you can talk to, that can challenge you, where respect is there, the intention, you know, is pure. But that still doesn't replace having a therapist who's trained, licensed, and it doesn't replace you doing the work of journaling and free writing and finding ways to express yourself outside of those things. So your friend shouldn't be your therapist. Your mom shouldn't be your therapist, right? Those relationships should stay where they belong to stay. And that may be another reason, Dawaya, we have such a great, healthy friendship and have for over 10 years is because you have a therapist. I don't feel like we ever call each other where we've ever been in a place where we just call each other all the time with personal issues we have going on like that. Not saying we don't talk about personal issues, but it's never been the biggest piece of our friendship. You know what I'm saying?
I think that is because in general we lead pretty drama-free lives. There don't be nothing to talk about.
Hey, look, we talking about business. What's going on? What we about to do? But no, that's true too. And I told people this. I'm like, y'all just don't know. Before this whole show thing and stuff, I didn't have any drama in my life. It was very, very calm.
So that's the difference. That makes a difference, I think, in the dynamic of friendships. And I can say I'm pretty blessed in that my group of friends, I mean, it's pretty drama free, you know? So that's a blessing. But like you said, your friends are not your therapist, because even as people who love you and who care about you, your friends are still biased in some way. And then we don't always tell our friends what we would tell a therapist, or maybe even in the same way that we would tell a therapist. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Well, look, you already know I appreciate you so much. Thank you for agreeing to come on. If you're just getting in, guys, tonight we have with us Dawaya Wilkerson. You can check her out on I got the flyer on my story on my page, I think, as well. So if you want to go follow her, feel free to do so. She is the owner, content writer for Pros and Pens. If you have a business and you're needing content, website, resume writing, all of that, she does everything. Contracts. If you're interested in a reality show and you need a treatment done, check out Dawaya, Pros and Pens. Again, this mental health awareness IG Live series is sponsored by 7th Avenue Premier Skincare, part of our 7th Avenue Premier Skincare Community Initiative. So if you haven't tried out our products, please go to the link in my bio and try them out, make a purchase, and let me know what you think. Wishing everyone an amazing weekend. Dawaya, thank you again. What, girl, this ain't church. Ain't nobody about to be one minute. What you want? What's up?
I have one thing. I have to give a shout out to my mentee, Nastasia, who is on this live, Miss Third Ward. Hey, Nastasia.
Hi, Nastasia. Come on now. Yes, guys, Dawaya is also a mentor as well. So, yes.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you for having me, Melody. I enjoyed this like always.
Oh, yay. Thank you so much. I love you, sis.
Love you too, girl.
All right, so everyone, good night. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll be right back here next Thursday at 7 p.m. With life coach Lula, who runs the Love and Marriage Huntsville Instagram page. So make sure you join us next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, good night, everyone.